All right, welcome back to another video here on the Talking Shit Podcast. I am Dr. Evil Genius.
And I'm Captain Paul.
Now, I want to let you guys know that we do have a goal to reach at least 1,000 subscribers by the end of December. So, you guys can help us out by hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that bell for all notifications and share these videos if you find them interesting and you'd like to include others in the conversation. Okay, so way back in the infancy of the Talking Shit Podcast, we spoke at length about Evander Kane. So, Evander Kane was a forward for the San Jose Sharks, and he was married to this one particular woman, and things kind of went south. Do you remember what she did that got him eventually off the San Jose Sharks?
Well, it's just to give a little bit more background in this, Evander Kane was in some gambling debts with some casinos in Vegas. And he owed a lot of money. Even the San Jose Sharks tried to work a contract so they wouldn't these casinos wouldn't take all of his contractual money, so he could kind of save some for himself. It was a very weird situation. His contract eventually got terminated, and I think he figured out a plan to kind of deal with the debts with those casinos. His wife, or ex-wife at this time, accused him of betting on his games. And that, as anyone that's followed baseball or any sports, when you're accused of betting on your games, that's a pretty damning thing to say.
Yeah, that's
you have to say?
Sports death penalty.
Absolutely. All these accusations turned out to be completely false. And it was just coming from somebody in a very vindictive state. And it's interesting to see how the tide has changed with the public's perception of her throughout this whole process.
Because remember, we're in the era of believe all women, even when they lie. So, of course, he was cleared of any wrongdoing as it pertains to betting on NHL games or games in which his team, formerly the San Jose Sharks, were involved in. Now, since then, he kind of proved himself, and he ended up getting, I believe, a 4-year contract with the Edmonton Oilers.
Yep.
Now, he's been doing all right over there, and there was a situation where he kind of got tangled up with another player.
Yep. And so what happened in that situation is, and I have the link will be down below. We're not going to play it on this channel. It's on my sports channel showing exactly what happened, but I'll just describe what happened. Evander Kane fell to the ice after some body contact. Patrick Maroon of the Tampa Bay Lightning was skating, and his skate blade ended up going over Evander Kane's. When you play hockey, there's a glove, and then there's the elbow, and there's that section that's unprotected, and the blade went boom, he skated right over his wrist. It was so bad that it went down to the bone. It severed arteries and did significant damage. And Evander Kane was screaming, "Help, help, help," while he was skating the bench. And the play completely stopped. Everyone was more concerned about his well-being, which is how it should be. And it was a really scary scene. If not pressure put on that could have been lethal.
But there was one particular person who did not show any concern.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Evander Kane's ex appears to take pleasure in his gruesome injury. And here's the thing. It's not so much that the injury is gruesome. I mean, of course, that it's an issue. But it's debilitating. It is potentially career-ending if the recovery does not go well.
Yep.
Okay. Now, they went through this divorce proceeding, right? And we know that at least here in the United States, I'm not sure what the stats are in Canada, but at least here in the United States, more than 90% of the time, when a divorce happens and there are children involved, the custody goes to the mother almost automatically. Is that the case here?
No, and it's not the case. It's actually very interesting. She lost custody of the kids. Evander Kane has sole custody of his daughter.
And how often does that happen?
Very rare, because you have to be doing something pretty you have to be a really shitty mother to lose custody of your children. Whereas where men aren't really kind of given that same latitude, it's just automatically given to the mother. So it's a very interesting situation. And I hate to say it, we'll keep going further into it. What's continually happening and how she acts kind of shows why she doesn't have custody of her daughter. Just saying.
And so he has custody of the child, which means that her child's future, her financial security, rests on her ex-husband. But it seems to me that she believes that this is it's a good thing that happened, right?
Yep.
And as you said, he's yelling help and all that other stuff, right? He's yelling help. Oh my God, right?
It's a scary scene, man.
Right?
Yeah.
But she's like, hey, as a DNL here, which we don't know if his verification is actually legitimate. As we've already spoken about on a previous podcast episode. Verified doesn't really mean much of anything, but I can verify to you that he has identified her accurately for exactly who she is. This is the post that this is what she puts on Narcigram, right? And his caption is, Anna is a terrible wife, as evidenced by the divorce, a terrible mother, as evidenced by the fact that the ex-husband has custody of the child, and a terrible person, as evidenced by her reaction to him. I mean, he could have lost an arm.
Yeah.
He could have had that arm amputated. He could end up with permanent nerve damage where he may never be able to play again, and then he is not able to provide for a child that still came from her. It is still her child. She doesn't care about that. See, over here, we get to plaster our naked bodies all over social media and OnlyFans, because that's what Anna is about. This is what she wants to put out there to the world. This is the kind of example she wants for young ladies, including her daughter. And let us not forget, hey, we got to make sure.
Got to share that OnlyFans.
Yeah, I mean, we got to make sure. I don't know if this little 18 thing is, they didn't want anybody that's 18 or over. I don't know where her thing is. Maybe it's not 18 and younger. I don't know. But, we want you to click for more fun because, I've got the fake body parts. I've got the, I look like an alien. And this is what I want to project to the world. Forget the fact that my child and her father are going through some tough times right now, because I'm pretty sure, watching that, her daughter was horrified, scared. Fuck all of that, right? It's time for that OnlyFans. We want. See, his injury to his wrist is my excuse to get you to pay to look at my feet.
So, and I'll wrap it up with kind of my take here is that I think it's absolutely disgusting behavior. It's a terrible example for her daughter, right? And I think the end of the day, you can have a very bad divorce. Maybe you're not even friends after the fact, but if you're like celebrating someone getting damaged and hurt that badly, you are a terrible person. And it's just been proven time and time again that Anna doesn't care about her daughter, doesn't care about anyone else besides herself and pocketing her own money. Because that's all, just posting your OnlyFans after saying only smiles over here after your ex-husband gets a very serious injury. It's disgusting. And quite frankly, men, I got to say this. People like Evander Kane, men, learn from that. Make sure who you get in your life is truly there for you in the down moments. Get someone to marry. Don't just marry someone because they're a bad bitch, got some fake titties, got a fake ass. Get someone that is authentically going to be there for you in the rough times. Because beauty is great, don't get me wrong. But that shit fades. If the personality is trash, the marriage is going to be trash.
Or, sometimes, you go straight from looking like a human being to an alien. She did all the surgeries and she looks like an alien, kind of, sort of. And, so we're not even talking about the fading beauty. But, one thing that we can say is from a character standpoint, it doesn't appear that it ever existed in the first place. And guys, again, just like Cap said, Don't get wrapped up in what a woman looks like. You need to be vetting these women according to what separates her from other women. And let
Yep.
me tell you something. They all have two eyes, a nose, a mouth, titties, ass, pussy. They all have that, right?
Yep.
The difference is what stands out about this woman beyond the lowest common denominator. You guys in the comments section, we want to know your take on this situation. Obviously, we hope that Evander Kane gets well soon. And again, if you are here, you're here because this is the home of the cold truth.
And the hot take.
So if you want to see more of what we got going on over here, please, again, hit that subscription button because we have a goal to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of December. And yeah, we're going to check you out in the next one. Have a good one.